2, 3.
3 years.
2 surgeries.
Dozens of learning curves.
And 140 videos of sharing our experience.
And we are now finally living in our custom-built tiny home bus conversion.
If you caught our live stream from last month, then you know we answered tons of questions about building our bus out.
Do you know how to do a thumbs up emoji?
Somebody asked us, what was the reality versus our expectations for the build?
But it seems over the last 3 years we've forgotten what our expectations were.
But we have videos of us saying what our expectations were, so we thought it would be fun to go back today and watch some of these old videos where we talked about what we wanted in our bus.
Before we even bought our bus, we took a trial trip in an RV just to get an idea of what living full-time in an RV might be like, and we did a little tour of what we liked and what we didn't about that RV.
We rented this Mini Winnie off
MiniWinnie.
RVshare.com. It's kind of like Airbnb. So we've been using the passenger seat as our entrance. So this is supposed to be the front door, but we took the opportunity of putting our cat litter down in front of the door, so we couldn't really use it. So that's definitely something we've got to figure out. It's a good space for the litter box.
What is so awesome about our litter box situation is we don't smell it, and the litter comes off the feet by them walking up the ramp. So when they get in here, there's no litter. It's like one of my worst things is having like cat litter on the floor and on your feet. We don't have any of that, so we did good.
One thing that we really liked is the main door. We could open it and leave the screen door shut, and it's got this neat little slidey open thing so that you can open it from this side, but it was very handy to pass things through. With having cats, we don't want to leave doors open and walk in and out.
Pass through.
Yeah, well, we tried to do a pass through with our windows.
Doug, can you hand me a trash bag?
Yeah, I'll get one for you.
We thought our little windows would be a good pass through, but what we didn't take into account is how high this bus really is, so the person outside is like reaching up.
Yeah, it just kind of felt like a waste of space for us. I feel like a table that swings down out of the way with some chairs that
Check!
A table that swings down.
probably better for us. The windows too just like kind of block the view. I definitely want it to be light and open. It got very dark in here.
Windows, that's something we'll discuss more when we look at our glamping video, I think.
Yeah.
We're driving around, like all these cabinets have little, locks. You turn a corner and next thing you know, this will come flying open and plates across the RV.
We've got our RV Labs locking latches on most of our doors for the kitchen cabinets, and I think they're going to work really well.
And the first trip is going to be very interesting to figure out if we got that stuff right.
Yeah.
This is our bed. It's pretty small, but it's been okay for this trip. But I definitely think we want to try and get our king-size mattress because our cats like to snuggle with us in bed.
We've actually been sleeping sideways in our queen-size bed, which gives us the width of a king-size bed. I think the most important thing is both of us can easily get up and out of bed.
If you put a king-size bed in, you can fit it, but that becomes like all there is in that space.
Yeah.
Lots of people have asked us as well, like, why don't you just buy an RV that's already done? Why do you want to convert a bus? And I think the appeal to us is that you can make it your own. You can make all these things nice and do them well and to your liking.
I gained a few pounds. A bus build was very hard on my body. I feel it and I see it in the mirror.
Yeah.
I think pushing ourselves to work so hard on the bus build, we neglected our diet at times, we've neglected our exercise, and I can't wait till that time's freed up now that we're done building to get back into something that makes me feel a little more like myself again. Of the mechanics in this RV are loud. If you're going to be able to go out boondocking, why you want to make so much noise? And I think, there's some things that you have to make
Grumpy
some
Don.
noise. I know most generators are going to be kind of noisy, but...
Why were you so grumpy? We were like in this beautiful place. It was an amazing view.
I don't remember why I was grumpy, but I don't like noise at all.
Yeah. Does it bother you, the water pump?
No. I'm glad we can hear it, because I understand if it's running and running and running, we have a problem. I don't hear much of anything in the bus when we're stationary. With our sheep's wool insulation, it actually seems to dampen out a lot of the outside noise pretty well, that combined with our double pane windows. So I'm sleeping really well. Very little noise is bugging me. I'm very happy so far.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to kind of look back at this once we've made our bus and see if we get all those things right.
Yeah, we're finding out now.
So this next video we're gonna watch was just after we arrived here. We had glamped in the bus from California to the Midwest. We just had really basic stuff inside the bus so we could sleep, we could cook, we had no running water, we had no power.
There were times in the week that we were like, oh, why are we doing this? But it did.
Look how skinny we are here. Oh,
very comfortable.
Where's that couple going?
And the cats were very comfortable in here because it had all of our stuff rather than going to strange places. Built a temporary wall. Everything behind there
feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it?
Our boxes and our belongings.
Yeah.
We just built a temporary wall to keep the cats out.
Duct tape. Mexicana's still trying to pull it down.
Anything we do as an overhead bin or a cabinet or whatever, we have to make sure that it's easy to get access to it.
And that you're not going to bother you.
That was a pain in the butt.
And if we do build anything overhead, we're going to make sure that it's not something where you need 3 hands to be able to get stuff out of
Oh
it.
my god. We have an amazing view out of these windows. We realized when we were in it, we really love these windows because they are tinted. Nobody can see into the bus at all. Can't see anything. But we have this amazing view out, so we definitely want to try and keep as many windows as possible because that was really nice.
As we quickly found out, the heat that comes through those single pane windows that are in the bus originally was not good. We would have very little control over the temperature. We would be fighting cold or heat.
Once you start realizing you got to build stuff anyway, like in front of the windows, you're going to be closing it in, and why not take them out anyway? We've got that original bus window right next to our toilet, and it's kind of nice to take a poop with a wonderful view. I do like that big window there. The 2 original bus windows that we kept are our weakest points for letting heat in right now. There's a big trade-off. I know that's probably something that most people see when they first are in the bus is, wow, this view is great. But you learn as you go that there's certain trade-offs. If you're going to have that view, it's going to let in heat or cold or...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so hard to regulate.
Just felt as curtains, and we just used some really strong magnets to hook them up onto the metal frame of the
Do you like those curtains better than our curtains?
No.
You like our shades?
I sure do.
At night out a little bit. Also sometimes during the day, like if the sun was beating down from one side, we'd just put the curtains up to help keep it cool inside.
I remember the one time, I think we were in Oklahoma and it was so freaking hot and we just had to put the curtains up, like you couldn't even enjoy the view because you just have to close it up sometimes. I'm so glad we got easy blinds that just go up and down.
Yeah. Keep a lot of heat out. It makes such a big difference. Cooking time.
1 burner stovetop, which worked great. We try to cook outside mostly, but if it was too windy, we'd just keep it in here and open up the emergency exit to vent the air, the heat out.
We're still kind of doing that. It just It's a little more built in then.
We're still using the same cooktop. We can take it outside, we can cook with it on the kitchen countertop. And we do have a Sirocco fan that we use to circulate air, but when we are cooking there, we just flip it around and it pulls
out the window.
Yeah.
It's an exhaust fan basically for us, so it's a nice, easy setup. And we do want to get an induction cooktop too, but we've just been using that same little guy right now.
It's working well.
The ability to go turn on a switch and have air come through the bus. That's kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah.
We already thought about getting some screen windows that we want to put in the bus and having the ability to have a fan that we could switch on and off, and that would make a huge difference.
Can say, excellent job, guys, putting in 2 air conditioners and having 5 windows with screens in them.
It's great. I'm glad we did the 2 air conditioners.
Yeah.
No substitute for running water. To have a faucet, to be able to flip a switch or push up a lever, what is the thing called? Faucet? What's the part called? The faucet called? Tap.
We tried to have as little dishes as
What are you
possible.
talking about, Don?
This is our kitchen sink. But, you know, we did cook the way we wanted to try to stick to our diet, so we did cook our meals.
We kept our diet and look how good we looked.
Water.
We gotta get back on our diet.
And I'd spray my soapy water onto it, give it a little clean, and then just use the water to rinse it off at the end. And then we
Putting in the faucets, having drinkable water with our Acuva, it made all the difference.
We did great glamping, but having those luxuries makes all the difference, right?
Yeah.
There is nothing glamorous about the way we've lived over the past week, and probably the least glamorous part is our toilet. But it was nice to at least have that toilet for middle of the night emergencies. So we just have a little luggable loo that we put on the steps every night. You had to make sure you didn't fall off the steps when you use the toilet.
What's funny is that our current toilet isn't too much different. It just separates the liquids from the solids with the Kildwick separator, which make a huge difference.
Yeah. That would get pretty stinky, and we would dump it every single day because it smelt, but with the Compost toilet with the separator, it doesn't smell.
A toilet that's not on the stairway that might fall over, that's gonna be a definite big plus.
I remember you too would be like, you'd be sitting out there and I'd be in bed and you'd be like, don't look, turn around.
We've grown as a couple because we don't have doors on the bathroom yet, and we haven't had an issue at all with that.
Yeah, after the toilet on the stairs, we could do anything.
So many things that could have gone wrong. Buying a bus and putting all our belongings in it and driving across the country, we didn't even know if all
Little
of our
did we
stuff
know
was
what was
gonna
coming
fit.
ahead of
I was so
us.
relieved when we had everything in and it didn't even take up 1/3 of the bus total. I'm feeling very lucky that we had no problems.
Now that we're finally here, the next step for us is to take all of our belongings out of the bus so that we can completely strip it bare and start building it to be exactly the way we want it to be. So now the real work starts.
It's exhausting too, you guys. It's gonna take you a lot longer than you imagine.
Our expectation right then was way off what reality was about the build. Like, we knew it was a big job, obviously, but we really just had no idea.
Just like everything in the bus, once we started working on it, we just thought we should do this right. We want to make it so it's something we could live in full time for a long time.
Yeah, there was a lot we just didn't know we were in for.
The last video we're gonna watch together here is we did a virtual tour where we did some little illustration mock-ups of what we wanted the bus to look like.
In this episode, we'll be sharing our final working floor plan and a virtual tour.
There it is.
We're feeling pretty confident, can't believe
That's
we've
quite
managed to fit
different.
everything on our wish list. into
Oh, I
this design.
forgot we had
had
this
a
wish list.
We had an issue.
Wait, let's
we
go
had
back.
to
What's
deal
on the
with.
wish list? An L-shaped couch.
Check.
Check. 10 CF refrigerator. What's
Cubic
that?
foot. Yep. Dishwasher.
Check.
Pilates space.
Check.
Standing desk.
Check.
Don's office.
Check.
Lots of storage.
Check.
Queen size bed.
Check.
Lots of countertop.
Check. Keep windows. We didn't keep the windows.
Line of sight. We kept that.
What does that mean?
You can see all the way down the bus. Bathtub.
Nope. We ditched that.
Litter box and bay.
Yes.
And a roof deck.
Coming. We
Not
still
yet.
want one, but we don't have it yet.
Yeah.
First, you walk up the stairs, and this will be a little cabinet for storage of like shoes and sunglasses and things you need when you come in and go out.
Yeah.
Yep.
You leave your shoes right over there and not wear them inside. Step up into here, and this is gonna be our sofa. It's nice and big for a few reasons, because we like to be comfy and we like to lie down. Our sofa will have a little pull-out on that side to become an owl couch, or you could pull the whole thing out.
Oh.
Is the idea. So
we
it
did
actually
three
turns
separate things.
into a
Yeah.
queen-size bed if we ever do have guests in
Oh.
the future.
I like that we did 3 separate pullouts because a lot of times we'll just use the first one and the last one.
Yeah. It's good to have the variety, and I think it's easier to pull something small out than something that big.
Yeah.
So I don't know where we changed our minds there, but I'm glad we did.
Opposite the sofa over here, this is going to be our electric fireplace with some cabinets on either side of it. It's also going to double as a standing desk, so we'll have a desk raised up so we can work here, and we're going to have a TV so that we can watch it from the sofa. And this end, there's shelving on the side of the fireplace, and at the bottom right here is actually going to be a little walkway for the cats to go down.
I don't know why we switched that.
Yeah.
There must be a reason. I think that's probably one of those things we had, like, you have in the design and then you realize that there's certain things in the bus that, like, dictate where you can and can't do things.
Maybe below it is something we can't.
Yeah, there might have been something there that we couldn't make a hole going down.
So we switched to the other side.
So we're trying to keep this living area feeling pretty spacious, which I think we've done a pretty good job of. We made an extra table here that will be a fold-down table. So it can fold up, and we'll have little seats so that we could sit and work at the computer here too, with a beautiful view out the window. It also could serve as a place for us to sit and eat our meals.
We have been eating our meals there, and it's been really nice.
Yeah. We leave the table up a lot more than I thought we would because Pizzicato just loves to sit there and look out the window, so it does mean a lot of cleaning down the counters because she's always up there, but
There she is.
the
there.
napping spot.
Yeah.
So we chose to go for the side hallway, and we decided it didn't have to be very wide. It just felt like a waste of space, but we did want to have the hallway down here so that you can see down through to the back of the bus to help give it this feeling of length. We come down the hallway into our bathroom. So when you first come in, this will be the toilet, and then you have sink. And then here is going to be our feeding trough bath shower. I should still be able to fit in here.
I was sad to let go of the bathtub. I know we wouldn't have used it that much, but I really wanted to be able to just occasionally take a bath. I think we changed that setup pretty late in the game, like right before we did the shower. We were like, oh crap, this isn't gonna work. We were like, what are we gonna do?
I think it was something we just had to figure out quickly when we were actually in the bathroom working on it. The other thing I think too is that once we got to doing the bathroom, we hadn't even thought about plumbing. So we had to figure out we had to figure out where the plumbing went, where the drains went, how it all worked, and that dictated a lot of where things went in the bathroom.
We wanted a more spacious bathroom to begin with, and the more we started moving forward, the smaller I think our bathroom got. We were worried we would regret it, right? That our bathroom was so small, but living in this space. I don't. I love having spacious, like, living areas.
Yeah.
But you don't spend time in the bathroom, and it's plenty space. This is the bedroom slash Pilates studio. We can get a queen-size bed in here. We're thinking we're gonna have a Murphy bed, which will basically fold up into a cabinet. Then we have all this floor space available for doing Pilates.
I'm really happy with this. I mean, this mock-up here, I had no idea how we were going to build the Murphy bed.
Yeah.
We had restrictions on the height because it has to be able to pivot to go up. I'm really proud of the design.
And it's not such a big deal to put the bed up. I know a lot of people are like, I just want my bed to be there always and not have to deal with it. It's not a big deal for us.
It is a two-person job.
I mean, you could do it by yourself. It's not fun. It's super easy and quick when it's two of us. Our idea is that we're going to build a piece of Pilates apparatus called a tower or a wall unit. And it's basically these big metal poles that come up and you attach various springs to them to do your exercises with. And we're going to make our own version of it where it's also a ladder so that we can use that as our ladder to get out onto the emergency exit and be a Pilates studio. You can see me doing the side kicks there, like checking if I have enough space. The bed sits out further than we thought it would. Certain limitations like that, which shift around a bit. It doesn't quite work with the tower spacing, but most everything I can do, and I love it. I'm so glad we have it. We'll come back here into basically storage. We'll keep all our clothes and whatnot in here.
Look at that.
Shelves and cabinets. All along the back here, and Don's desk is going to be right here. As a composer, he needs to have his keyboard, which is pretty long.
I'm so glad with what we did.
Yeah.
Because it would have been so much more furniture.
It would have been so crammed in that space.
Full stuff.
Like this view, I think it's different. It would have been just too much stuff. And then the space becomes smaller when you put that much storage in. We've got a sitting desk option in the front, a standing desk option in the front. But back here, he's thinking maybe we'll have a seat, maybe we won't. Maybe he'll actually have like a little hammocky type thing that he can kind of sit in. Yeah, we never did that.
I still want the hammocky thing.
Space back here for all of our storage needs. So figured we'll, be able to get all our clothes, cabinets in, probably all along this side. And then throughout the back here too, this will all be storage options for our stuff. Feels like quite a lot of space right now for storage. I think what we weren't thinking about when we were designing the inside is just how much space there is in the luggage bay still for storage. Even though we got our water tanks down there and our batteries, and still a ton of space for storage downstairs. I think going back and watching these, like we did a lot of sort of research, right? Like by staying in an RV and glamping inside our actual bus. We looked at a million different RV designs,
And
loads
bus.
of YouTube videos. We spent so much time working on our floor plan and considering different options that I think we did pretty good, creating a home that works for us.
We succeeded. Our expectations and planning had to give way and compromise for some very practical reasons, but the outcome is great. I'm really happy with what we got. So it's been a lot of fun to share with you guys, and coming up maybe next week, we got something pretty special. I'm excited to show you.
Our ugly duckling is gonna become a swan.